Okay, so this is the first time that I'm using Loom, which is a video software. We're going to figure this out together. So I designed a workshop in a design sprint format on Miro, and yeah, I just wanted to take you through it and explain just the thought process and the activities, but also how the activities help you structure stuff. So my starting point was a personal starting point of exploring happiness. So it's just about the problem scoping aspect of it. So what exactly am I focusing on and why? So I want to focus more on the difference between being a student in one country and a professional in the other country. So, what leads to happiness in the workplace is meaningful work experience, financial independence, having subject matter expertise, quality social interactions, but there's also a lot that can make you unhappy in a workplace, which sometimes precedes what makes you happy. So if that's how your mind works. So, misalignments within a team, unreasonable deadlines, unnecessary meetings, unconstructive feedback, busy work while versus actual work. So busy work like pretending to do work or just being having long hours but less productivity, miscommunication, and the patriarchy and the lack of protection from it. So my starting point was when I was in a professional and traditional work environment. I realized that a lot of people had a switch in like their work identity and their life identity were completely different and their values were different. So it's like you leave everything behind and you enter your office to work, and then you switch off the minute it's 5 p.m. And that's something that I found extremely surprising, that it's possible to have a life like this. And moving to the fictional universe, which is a map that I created. So my starting point is in the middle actually, which is the present problem. So, what I was seeing in the traditional environment, I saw it reflect straight into this TV show. And of course, this TV show is a bit more exaggerated and hypothetical, but it speaks about how there's your work identity and your life identity, and the only way to separate the two is to literally cut your brain into half. So there's absolutely no burden, like it just happens organically that you have a completely separate life when you're working and a completely separate life outside of it. So what I realize is that if you're unhappy at work, you then search for meaning outside of work in other activities. So instead of that, it's just like separate selves. But then, who does having this work identity actually profit? And is it how we are supposed to live? So I'm not saying if it's good or bad, because I think there are certain professions, for example, being in the medical profession during COVID, especially, you probably saw a lot of suffering. So you do want to create a different, like compartmentalize different things in your mind. So there is no right answer, but it's definitely not how humans were created to live. And that's what I believe. So then we then go to the past, which is nature based living as like a hunter gatherer. So earlier we used to just live